Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back. Episode 75. Can you believe it? I can't, but we're here. Oh,
Look at
gosh.
who'd have thunk it?
Episode 75 of the Stateside Report UK. I'm your host, Stateside Gab. Not in the building, but in the building, kind of. I'm at work. You've got
In
me.
some building.
Yeah, I'm somewhere. Trust
In
me.
a building.
They've had me, you know. I wish I was in that nice city somewhere, but I'm stuck inside.
Man.
But it's gonna have to do, lads. Don't you worry about me. I'm Stateside Gab. I'm joined as always. 75 episodes in. The same brother, the same guy. Mr. OKC, Mr.
Yeah.
Ass.
Ain't nothing changed, man.
Ah,
Both my
Stateside.
teams dominated. Do you know what I mean?
Stateside off, how are we doing?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Like I said, both my teams, we won, last week, so can't complain. Arsenal in good spot, OKC in a better spot.
Mm.
You mean the MVP's back, so hey, when I look at the grand scheme of the league, ain't really much out there. Ain't really much out there. So yeah, I'm sweet, but I'm good.
That's good, man. Hey, man, let's get straight into it. Episode 75. Let's get into some of the NBA headlines doing the rounds. The Stephen Curry is making progress and will be reevaluated in 10 days. As you know, Stephen Curry has missed a substantial amount of time through injury. Warriors are seeing if he's going to be ready to hopefully make a playoff push. The Dallas Mavericks CEO has said that they will not raise season ticket prices, as in his words, they didn't deliver this year. And the Magic City idea from the Atlanta Hawks would reflect poorly on the NBA, says the San Antonio Spurs center Luke Cornett. We're going to get into all of these. Don't you worry about that, ladies and gents. Stephen Curry allegedly making progress in regards to, the Warriors trying to make some sort of playoff push by the end of the year. I don't have the standings in front of me, but I should get them up. It should be responsible.
They're flirting with the play-in right now.
Do you know what I mean?
With the Clippers. So
And this is the 8th at the minute, and they could easily, get lower in the standings. They're still quite a few games away from, the Grizzlies, the Mavericks. So, everything going well. The Warriors should make the play-in.
No, they will be in the play-in.
Yeah, they should make it. But Stateside, the question I have for you in regards to what the Stephen Curry news is, because it's a little bit of mixed signals in regards to, is he good to go or is he not? Because they don't know. Obviously, they need to reevaluate him to know what the situation is. However, I'm asking you now, if it comes to it and they see that, Stephen Curry he might be able to go, maybe he can do the job, we should trot him out there to see where it is. What would you lean, what side of the fence would you sit on in regards to Stephen Curry? He's probably not good to go, but hey, we need to fight for these play-in spots, maybe a playoff spot, trot him out there. Or err on the side of caution. We're probably not going to be that good anyway. Let's just see how the season goes without him, make the play-in, not make the play-in, whatever it is, and let's let Curry, heal up to make sure he's at the best of his powers, best of his ability going into next season. I guess what side of the fence do you sit on? Go for the playoffs, go for the play-in, or just chill for the rest of the season?
I'm more so on the latter side of things where you just let everything play out. Do you know what I mean? Give Curry as much rest as you possibly can. And with this Warriors team, they're going nowhere fast because at the end of the day, you're going to compete to see who can face OKC or San Antonio in the first round. So it's one of those. I don't give him a chance against either OKC or San Antonio. And with Curry, like we keep saying, once this guy retires or he leaves Golden State are finished. You know what I mean? There's nothing promising about this team. Even when you put Curry in there, it only raises their ceiling to a certain extent. So I don't think they're going to rush Curry back in the situation. I think there's like 20-ish games left of the regular season. So you definitely want to try and get him to 100%. In their minds, they probably think, we have a puncher's chance when you have Curry in your team, which is not wrong. Do you know what I mean? Considering what he's done for the league. And I don't see why they'd rush him back. Do you know what I mean? Because you saw with the Milwaukee Bucks, they didn't rush Giannis back, but they've brought him back and they still got blown out by the Celtics without Jaylen Brown. So these teams, even when you put the superstar players back in, you don't really see much because the team itself is just poorly constructed.
I agree. It's been poorly constructed for a while now as well, to be fair. And they've tried to make some swings, some moves, but, injuries, poor exhibits of behavior, whatever you want to call it, it just hasn't been working in Golden State land. So a big trade is in the offing, 100%. I'd like to think there's somebody that's still going to go for it. As long as Curry's there, they're going to, maximize their small window. But, yeah, I agree with you in regards to err on the side of caution. Don't rush Curry back just because you might see some sort of window, because outside looking in, they don't have any chance to win a championship this year in my eyes. The Dallas Mavericks, the CEO was on the broadcast for one of their more recent games. I can't remember his name now, but he essentially was asked many questions in regards to, their season, because there was a lot of expectations. I don't want people to forget that people had the Dallas Mavericks, competing for an NBA championship this year, because their roster in regards to what AD was, I know Kyrie is still injured and he's going to miss the rest of the season from what from what I've read. Cooper Flag, everybody was excited to see what he was going to be, and their collection of role players was good, was decent. But the season is what it is, and now they're competing for a lottery spot again, unfortunately. And the CEO has, in a breath of fresh air, might I say, by the way, has said, you know what, season tickets next year, don't worry about it, lads. We're not increasing it. We haven't been good enough, and we don't deserve to rip your pockets up, because, that's the lay of the land. You know how, in this country, especially, the teams have no problem. You support a team that have the most expensive tickets in the league. They have no problem whacking up the prices if it means a bit of prof. But fair play to the Dallas Mavericks, because they've seen what the situation is. They understand that it's probably not the right thing to do, to the eyes of many. And, the CEO has come out and said, this is not what's going to happen. So I guess fair play, because that's not what you see in, everyday walks of sports life,
100%, 100%. Obviously, OKC did play the Mavericks, 2 nights ago? And when I was watching the game, you could just see there was no life in that arena compared to 2 years ago when Luka was there, when Kyrie was there, when they were making the run to get to the NBA championship. You know what I mean? It's sad how far fallen this Mavericks team or this franchise has fallen in a quick space of time. I know they have Cooper Flag. I know, they had Kyrie there, but bro, that whole Luka thing, it really sucked the life out of that franchise. And obviously they hope Cooper Flag becomes something. And really and truly, I don't blame the owners for not putting up the ticket prices. Why would you? I mean, what are we watching for you to put up the ticket prices anyway? Like I always say, every time there's always problems with these teams, I always err on the side of the fans and try and see from the fans' point of view. And it's like, bro, if you're putting up the ticket prices and you're not delivering on the court, or you've traded away our best ever player in the last 20 years, then there's a bigger issue at hand. So I guess it's a good thing that the owners aren't gonna up the ticket prices. But at the end of the day, like I said, when I watch this Dallas team, it's a far cry from what I saw only a year and a half, 2 years ago, when there was life, there was buzz, there was excitement, there was anticipation in that arena. But all of that's been sucked away.
Well, that's what happens when you trade a generational superstar away. And, it looks like you said, they have one to look forward to, but not raising the ticket prices is probably the right move at the minute, because apart from Cooper Flag, not a whole lot going on in Dallas these days, And then finally, I just saw this one today, to be fair, so I just wanted to get to your reaction to it. Magic City night. In Atlanta, for those who don't know, is very much a city, a place that, the nightlife is popping. The likes of your Kawhis, your James Hardens, your Lemon Pepper Loos of the past as well. They like a bit of Magic City, Atlanta, everything that it represents. And fair enough. This is part of the culture, it's part of what they do over there. But there's some NBA players, Luke Cornett in this specific example, that says, lads, what are we doing? It's a shame. Can't be doing this. Think of the children, think of the kids, At Stateside, we don't have to get too political. We don't have to get too anything into this, but I'm just saying, on the face value of Magic City night, Atlanta, the Hawks celebrating what's popping in their city, to try and get a bit of buzz, to try and get a bit of feeling going around the arena. I'm not gonna lie. Forget the moral side of it. I understand it's important. I know it's important. But on the face of it, I'm not angry at it. Can you really be angry at it? Bit of Magic City.
How can you be angry at it? My question is, where are the where are they?
Mate, they'll be
Where
there.
are you?
Wherever the Hawks play, they'll be there. They'll be there.
Where are they, man? No, but it all speaks to the culture. You know what I mean? It all speaks to the culture of just American sports in general. You never see anything like this in this part of the pond. Do you know what I mean? But it's like, bro, every time you talk about the Hawks, you talk about Atlanta, you can't not talk about Magic City. Do you know what I mean? It's all part of it. in life, sometimes you just have to see the light side and the funny side of certain things. You can't take
Yes,
everything too serious.
that's what I'm
You know what I
saying.
mean? Because sports is all about entertainment anyway. Do you know what I mean? So let's not get, like you said, let's not get too political. Do you know what I mean? Let's lean on the fun side of a city like Atlanta and what it provides with the wings and the basketball and the entertainment and HOES. I mean, it's just, bro,
Do you know what I mean? In this country, we would have called, back in the day, they would have been called the page 3 girls. Do you know what I
they're
mean?
saying Kaminga's out here dropping 30 every night once he's seen some thick stuff
Do you know what I
in front of
mean?
him in
You
the
get it?
stadium.
When he's seen a bit of movement,
He
yeah.
sees something thick in front of him. All of a sudden, he's dropping 30 every night. Do you blame him? Of course not.
All I'm saying is, if Magic City Night was that bad, the NBA, Adam Silver would have said, not in my league. He's not happening. Do you know what I mean? But the fact that he, it's not been cancelled, so he evidently doesn't have a problem with it. Like you said, let's see the lighter side in these kind of things. There's a lot going on in the world at the minute that's mad. I can't lie. Do you know what I mean? I'm seeing, videos, people in Dubai stuck at the minute. They can't leave the airport. There's things flying over their heads. Do you know what I mean? There's bigger problems in the world than Magic City Night. That's what I'm trying to say. Do you know what I mean, lads? So I understand, think of the children, think of the future. I get it, but lighten up a little bit. That's all I'm saying,
man. You gotta let your hair down a little bit, man.
Do you know what I mean?
Basketball, like I said, sports, it's an entertainment. So let's lean into that. That's what I'm trying to say.
Now, speaking of, you've segued us nicely into what the festivities were. OKC versus Denver. I saw the crazy eyes. I saw a madman in the MVP, Nikola Jokic, wanted to take on the whole team. Told Lou Dort, listen, if you grab me like that again, if you do me like that again, I'm going to do you some serious harm. So I told him. I was there, I heard it.
Jokic would hurt a flyer, man. He's a good kid.
I saw those crazy eyes, man. I'm not sure that's legit. I ain't gonna lie. Those Serbian man, I'm not messing. You know what I mean? Bro. We had Bogi Bogdanovic. I've seen those crazy eyes before. I've seen them somewhere.
Jokic would hurt a flyer, man.
But I did want to bring it to your attention because obviously, naturally, Mr. Asana, Mr. OKC, it's not a game when it comes to stateside over here. He probably would have been watching.
I was watching it.
I don't doubt it. What was going on in that OKC versus Denver Nuggets matchup. And, I wanted to bring it to your attention as we start our Western Conference preview in regards to, do you remember a year ago now, me and you spoke stateside with, I believe his name is Bryce. Pistons beat writer, if I'm not mistaken, because the Pistons were in some sort of ascendancy, and we spoke about the Pistons at the time, but we also spoke about issues in the league at the minute, and one of them was Rivals Week, if you remember it, in that me, you, and him, as well as a lot of people, just didn't know what was going on in regards to how they were marketing it, how they were building up, rivalries that were quote unquote, happening at the time. It felt a bit forced. It felt that it wasn't being done correctly. And all I'm trying to say is now, it feels like real rivalries and real disdain between players is returning. And I don't know about you, I like it. I do like it when there's a little bit of need though, and there's a little bit of competitive edge. People are trying to really fight over each other to make sure that, my team is number one, your team's number dos. Do you know what I mean? And that's what the festivities that Jokic versus OKC brought, the feelings that it gave to me was, real rivalries exist again in the NBA. These men secretly don't really like each other. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, stateside. Obviously, you watched it, so you'll have a better, depiction of what happened. But what was the feelings that you was going through when you saw, the fight take place between the Denver Nuggets and the Oklahoma City Thunder?
I love it. It's like I said, I think it was Lou Dort and Jeremiah Fears. And I've done a TikTok talking about how the NBA might have to do like a little 30-second shot clock. Let them at it. Like they do it with ice hockey. Let them at it, man. Do you know what I mean? For a bit. Once you see that someone's really getting their head caved in, then we put a stop to it. I'm not advocating violence, but hey, let them at it. Let's see who's really on what. Do you know what I mean? But to be fair, as you were setting the whole thing up, I was thinking, do you think these rivalries and stuff like that, even with the Pistons and the Hornets, bro, I speak to certain Hornets fans, they want the Pistons in the first round. They think they could get them. But I feel like some of it also stems from how the games are being refed nowadays. You see how physical OKC is. You see how physical San Antonio is. The Pistons are. These are the top 3 best teams in the league. You, physicality matters. Do you know what I mean? This is the NBA. So it's like there's a lot of pride. There's a lot of physicality. Like you said, this bite. This needle. And I feel like how these games are being refed nowadays, it leans into that. It helps with that as well. Do you know what I mean? Because no team wants not only for you to beat us, but to manhandle us as well. That's just too. It just takes it a bit too far. So it leans into actually building these new rivals, having these sort of stories, and it's easy to set up games in that way as well. Do you know what I mean? Who would have thought? Who would have thought the Hornets and the Pistons might be something? But because of how it was being, because of how physical they both were, and because of how obviously both teams wanted to win, 2 young teams up and coming, you love to see it. Do you know what I mean? Like I said, I'm not advocating for violence, but it's just how physical the league is slowly was becoming. And you can see the best team in the league is the most physical team in the league. So if you want to win, you have to match that. You have to get close to that. And it just helps, like I said, with the storylines, with the needle, with the bite, and the entertainment.
And like you said, I'm not advocating for, everyone to just, punch each other in the face until they're blue.
Not all the time.
But, do you know what I mean? But I just want, like I said, a little bit, show that you care a little bit in regards to, you're facing somebody who's a rival. Shay, you're facing someone who's supposed to be the best player in the world. Jokic, you're supposed to be facing, the person that's coming for your throne, that's coming for the head of the table, per se, show me a little bit that it means something to you like it means something to me. Do you know what I mean? And that goes a long way in regards to getting more people invested in, end of the season run-ins, in terms of the playoffs when it happens, in terms of conference finals and all that. Yeah, the conference finals is big enough as it is, and you're going to watch it no matter what teams make it there. But it matters that little bit more if there's a storyline behind it, if there's a bit of needle behind it. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying that, fight everybody that you see and, create headlines willy-nilly, but especially when it calls for it, and especially when the moment says that that's what's needed. Don't be scared to, put yourself out there, And that's why I give credit to Lou, I give a lot of credit to Lou because he gets a lot of hate. Gets a lot of hate from a lot of people on social media, but he shows in regards to his play style, how he gets it done, and, what OKC means. It's not sweet, as you say, to play at peak. So if you come there, expect Lou Dort to be in your face, and there's probably not that much you can do about it. Maybe you might get him on an off night, but he's not going to make it as easy as, people suggest it's going to be. So I have no problem. I have no problem with, what I saw on display, and I hope that these kind of things, continue for not just this season, but for years to come, because it's going to be good for the sport, man.
100%. There has to be some sort of a little level of control and like management and like the physicality and the aggression, because at the end of the day you won like a good product, but still you have to give these players a bit of rope to be physical, to, like I said, just, bro, a little push and a little pull. That is good for the sport, man, and I'm here for it.
Exactly, man. Exactly. I enjoyed that. We don't usually do discussions at the very top of Stateside. Okay, but episode 75, break the rules, change the game. Do you get me?
Exactly.
Understand? Someone who wants to break the rules and change the game 100%, potentially, allegedly, reportedly, is LeBron James. Now, Stateside, for me and you have had many a LeBron discussion before, but I don't know if we've had this one specifically before. Maybe we have, maybe we haven't. You'll let me know if I'm wrong in a second. The reports swirling all around. Is it LeBron's last year? Is it not? We don't know. To decide of if it's not his last year, a lot of people are saying LA, his future could be elsewhere, and that could be because maybe they think he's finished. Maybe they think it's because Luka should be the face moving forwards for the Lakers. Saw him having a little bust up with JJ Redick the other day as well. It wasn't a great look, but we're not speaking about that. Yeah, well, we're not speaking about that today. We have to see if that one develops. Maybe that's a one-off. Maybe it was just in the moment. But LeBron James, there are reports that his future could be elsewhere, and one of those elsewhere places could be with Stephen Curry and the Golden State Warriors. Stateside umph. Now, it could be via trade. It could be via, LeBron James declining some sort of player option and them signing a very healthy, what do they call it? Mid-level exception, I believe it is. When you can go over the cap to sign someone for, some sort of cap flexibility. The point I'm trying to make is, and the question I have for you is, Stateside umph, LeBron James and Stephen Curry, considering the history that's there, do you want to see them play together before they retire?
If it gave him a great chance of winning the championship, sure. But I know that it won't. Do you know what I mean? I've seen him in the Olympics, and I think that's, for me personally, I think that's good enough. Because teaming them up, LeBron, KD, Curry, they had a great chance of winning the gold medal, which obviously they end up doing. But if you put LeBron and Curry in the same team, I don't know if they have enough to win. I know they don't have enough to win. Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, I don't know if that storyline will be as big as initially thought. Do you know what I mean? And with LeBron as well, bro, I think once he leaves the Lakers, either go Cavs for a bit and then call it a day. I mean, he's 41, going to be 42 in December. Bro, call it, man. Go
You
home to your wife and kids.
I hear that, but then you say that, and then it's like, earlier we were just talking about Golden State, and we were saying that, there's nothing going on there, there's no future there. And maybe you're correct in that saying. However, don't you think, I'm playing devil's advocate a little bit because I don't think it probably will happen. There's a bit too much history there. But don't you think that, just for a little bit of excitement, just so the people them have something to talk about, don't you think a season that LeBron James is there, with Stephen Curry, with Draymond, with all the pieces that they have around there that you say have, no, boom potential anyway. Just, you're going to be there for a season. There's going to be the LeBron and Steph show. You lot are just there to fill up the roster. Don't you think there's a little bit of intrigue and excitement to be like, for a season? Let me see what that's saying.
I would have been. See, I would have bought that if I didn't see Chris Paul go there and it just ended up being nothing. Chris Paul went to the Golden State Warriors to play with Curry, and it just didn't do anything. Didn't do anything for me. I thought something was gonna come out of that, but nothing happened. And we're talking as a 42-year-old LeBron going to Golden State, I don't know if it's gonna do anything for me. Do you know what I mean? If it does happen, I'll tune in. Don't get me wrong, I'll tune in. But from what I've seen now, like I said, with a player like a Chris Paul and Curry, when they had their little history, they teamed up and absolutely nothing happened. So I just don't think it'll work. I don't think it'll work. I'm not intrigued
That's
in that
fine.
whatsoever.
And that's fine. It's moving me, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Let them both retire together, go into the sunset. We tried that this last championship and we won it or we didn't, no problem. I understand that there'll be some, hardcore fans of both, sections of the fan base will be like, I don't want LeBron James anywhere near my franchise.
Right.
I don't want LeBron James to play with Steph Curry. Why would he do that? We've already been there, done that. There's going to be people that say that. But come on, man, these guys are old men. Let them live out their hopes and dreams and then sail off into the sunset. We probably might not even see them again,
You think that'd be a perfect send-off for LeBron to retire with Curry?
I don't want to say it's the perfect send-off because, bro, in sports it's really hard to have a perfect send-off. You'd like your perfect send-off for LeBron James for him to, I don't know, Game 7 in the NBA Finals, win or go home. That in his situation, him winning the championship would be the perfect send-off for his NBA career. I don't know if that really exists for a lot of people in regards to having it your way 100% of the time. Unless you're, I don't know, Kobe Bryant was his perfect send-off to be, not in the playoffs, not competing for anything in the stretch of the season, having a farewell tour where all your games are meaningless. I don't know.
Some would say it was a perfect send-off.
In the situation, you can write it better. You can write it better. But if you ask the competitive guy, obviously rest in peace, but if you ask the competitive guy yourself, I'd like to think he would have liked to be trying to compete for something in some sort of, good LA Lakers situation. It wasn't to be. You know what I mean? So not everyone really gets their perfect send-off, but you can just try and make the cards fall, in place as much as you can. You can't push the cards, you can't push the dominoes to make them fall. So as I always say, we'll see in regards to what LeBron is going to do in his future, because will he stay with LA? Will he not? We're going to have to monitor that situation, because the rumblings are saying that, LeBron's got suitors. You said Cleveland. Maybe. Would that move you, by the way, if LeBron went back to Cleveland? Because that was talked about in regards to him, Harden, Mitchell as well.
I don't mind that, just more so the fact that the fans are really going to be on his side. But imagine LeBron in Golden State. He literally gave him one of their worst years in their franchise history. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's not the fan base that you'd want to play under.
You
to
say
to,
that,
to see
but then
yourself out.
basketball is weird because like Marcus Smart, I saw an interview of him recently saying that, oh, I bled for the Celtics and now I'm a Laker. You know, I got to see the best of both worlds. In this country, you can't just say I played for Man United and I played for Man City. I got the best of both worlds. Sorry.
Yeah,
What do you
yeah,
think this is? Do you know what I mean?
fair.
So like basketball in that sense, when it comes to like rivalries, like they come and go as weird. And there's obviously historical ties that some rivals are rivals forever. Is Golden State and the Cavs one of those? Maybe. That's up
Yeah,
to the fans to decide.
they have stories.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
have stories that go past like rivals and classic derbies, if you wanna call it that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Last one, matey, in regards to the Western Conference preview, episode 75, Stateside Report UK. I've never said this as well, and I'm gonna start doing it. If you like what you're hearing, give us a, like, share, comment, rate, subscribe. Come on, do it. Do it for the gang. Episode
Right.
75. You're gonna be hearing it moving forwards. Come on, man. We're on the road to episode 100 now. Um Stateside umph, Zach Edey. You're going to think this is a bit of a rogue one, but hear me out. Let me land. The Memphis Grizzlies, as you know, turmoil. It's not great over there. You know, if I look at the NBA standings when it comes to the Grizzlies, 11th, competing for a playing spot. They're a few games behind, though. I'll be honest, it's not looking great. They're competing for a lottery spot in my eyes. You know, John Morant probably going to be out of there, so they're going to be looking for the future. What's going to be next for the Memphis Grizzlies? And you'd like to think that Zach Edey was supposed to be one of the guys that, they hung their hat on in regards to, we can build around this guy, future, 7'4", big man, tall guy, rebounder, inside presence. We understand his college career. He was supposed to be one of the best college players, as of recent history. Many national players of the years, many scoring titles. He was a monster in college. However, NBA, it hasn't really translated in regards to, can't string performances together, inconsistent, and as we're seeing now, injury prone. As of recently, ankle injury, he's had to go back into surgery, and it probably means he's going to miss the rest of the season, unless they make the play-in, which, again, I don't
Now,
see that
who
happening.
missed the rest of the season?
Yeah, man, Question I have for you is, do Giants have a place in today's NBA? And I want you to really think about it. Just because Wemby is obviously the outlier, right? Because he's, 7'5", 7'6", doing the mad thing. In a few years, will he be the best player in the NBA? Maybe the face of the league? Probably. He's the anomaly. He's the outlier. And there always is in these kind of situations. But when you think of the other giants that maybe, are in this day and age, and I'm not talking about your Goberts and your Klingons. Them man are, what, 7 foot, 7'1", 7'2"? Yeah, that's tall. But I'm talking about your Zach Edys of the world. If you want to think of, there's a 7'9" guy that's in college right now. I think his name is Olivier Rizu, something like that. He's
Seven
seven.
nine.
He's 7'9". And I don't know if it's going to be this draft class or the next, but he'll be coming into the NBA very soon. So I want you to think about it very hard. Yes, Wemby, sure. But do Giants, those really, really tall centers, Bo, think of him as well. Do Giants, the really, really tall players, have a place in today's NBA, in your opinion?
At face value, your initial thought is yes, they do. But then, bro, the game's too quick. It's too fast. I mean, they involve these bigs and pick and rolls and actions way too much. It's like the rolling topic that we always keep saying that I can't remember I brought up back in the last year, that the big position, the number 5 position, is so hard to play in today's NBA. Let alone being what 7'2", 3, 4, 5. You're done for in today's NBA to be a regular starter. If you don't have nimble feet, if you don't have fast feet, if you can't move with these quick guards that can shoot from anywhere consistently for 70 plus games, not asking you 82 games, but 70 plus, that's a lot. You won't last long in the NBA. That's what I'm saying. It was easier to play back in the day because it's centers guarding centers, and you're just kind of stuck in the post and being back down, little turnaround fadeaway or block shots and this and the other. But now you're being hunted on switches, and if you play drop coverage, now you've given Curry, now a player like Curry's gone 11 of 16 from 3, or Dame has gone this from that. Bro, it's hard. So like I said, at face value, when you see a 7'4", 7'5" player, you think, oh yeah, NBA, I mean, league ready. But then when you actually watch the games and you understand how the game has changed, it's impossible. It's impossible to be effective, or as effective as the high will suggest that you're supposed to be.
I think the only way that you can even be close to something that is a success is if you can shoot. So they're trying to make, your likes of your even your Donovan Klingers of these days, your Zach Edey's. I'm trying to think of any more giants. I'm trying those guys. They're trying to make them into shooters. Walker Kessler's a little bit smaller, but they're trying to make him into a shooter because if you're going to be that tall and people are going to be, going at you on the perimeter, especially for points, then you have to make them pay on the other end.
Brook Lopez, remember
Um,
how he changed his game.
you see, it has to happen. So and these guys Brook Lopez is quite tall as well. He's like 7'1", 7'2",
But that's
something
what I'm
like
saying.
that.
He was very slow footed, but like you said, you have to make him. You have to punish him on the other end. So
You know what I mean? Like you have
develop
to
a
make your
3-point
time on
shot.
you have to make your time on the court like well worth it.
Right.
Like I'm thinking of recent examples, and I've just gone to Wikipedia. They're giving me a couple like Taco Fall, 7'6". How long did he last in the
playing
NBA?
the
10
celebrity.
seconds.
He was playing the celebrity basketball all-star.
Finished. Do you know what I mean? And how old is Taco Fall these days? He's 30, bro. He's not even old per se, but he's been at the league a few years now, and he was in the league for a cup of coffee because he couldn't play. He was big and he can block shots. Yeah, but bro, he was slow-footed, can't move on the perimeter, could barely move on the inside. So it's tough. I even think about it, the bigs of yesteryear, yeah, they were successful for, their times. Like you think of your Yao Mings, if you go back far enough, like your Mark Eatons, like your really, really big players. Bro, you slap them in today's day and age and they're food. Do you know what I mean? So I understand that they trying to make a place for your Zach Edey's, the 7'9" guy that's about to come into the league. But bro, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be very difficult for them. And I understand that Wemby is the outlier because he's a slimmer version of all these guys. He's a little bit at least mobile, and obviously he has ball handling and talent that's out of this world. But everyone else, I'm sorry to say, you're in trouble. Major, major trouble. So, I'm not saying that, Zach Edey was the person that unfortunately, sprung this thought to idea. And I don't want him to have a failure of an NBA career. And by no means, I hope he's a very successful guy. But unfortunately, he's going to struggle. He's going to struggle a lot, man, because unless he can develop a consistent 3-point shot, unless he can show that he can, not be an injury risk, which unfortunately over the last few years he has shown that, he's not going to have a long NBA career, man. And that's sad to say for somebody who is as tall as he is. You'd like to think, as you said, NBA ready, but he's not.
Yeah, I mean, your talent can only get you so far, but if your physical incapabilities are, they're always going to be put on show in the NBA. Do you know what I mean? There's no league as unforgiving in basketball than the NBA. You know what I mean? If you've got some weaknesses, teams will bring that out, especially in the playoffs. Especially if you end up on a team that does regularly make the playoffs. At that point, bro, you are not seeing the court. It just won't happen.
You hate to see it, man. You hate to see it. However, Stateside Umph, we do have to move on. Episode 75, Stateside Report UK. Shall we play a game?
Let's play a game. Let's do it.
We're speaking of giants, and I just killed them, but I'm going to switch up my tone. I'm a hypocrite. You can sue me. No problem. It's fine. It's fine, lads. Not a problem. We're going to do a blind ranking. Stateside Umph. You've done well. You've done poorly as well in these. But I trust you today. I'm trusting you. Essentially, easy as this. If you're starting a team today and you had to take a giant, blind rank these 5 giants. 1 being, yes, he's ready. 5 being, I wish I couldn't take him, but I've got to take him. You understand the drill, I'd like to think.
He's ready for what? The league?
Yeah, man. If you were starting a franchise today and you had to pick a giant to come in, which one of these would you take? Can you do that for me? Can you do that for the people?
Let's do it.
And the first name on the list is Zach Edey.
Put him at number 4.
Boban Marjanovic. Big boy.
Put him at 5.
Bo.
Put him at 2.
Yao Ming.
Put him at 3.
Manute Bol. If you were starting an NBA franchise today, Manute Bol will be your number 1 giant that you take off the board.
He won't last a day in the NBA, bro. Manute Bol will last a day in the NBA. Shout him out, though. But
tallest player to ever play in the NBA, mate. You sure?
Yeah, man. Save that shit for Disney, man. That won't work in the NBA, man. That don't work in the
All
NBA.
right, if you was to reorder that, yeah, Zach
I definitely
Edey,
put
new
Manu,
bro.
but last. I put Yao Ming at the top, at number one. I don't know why I hesitated with him, but I put Yao Ming at number
Is it
one.
because you thought other names would be there?
I thought,
Wemby.
yeah,
You
but
thought
I was
Wemby.
like, literally as I said, I'm like, I know Manubo's in there somewhere,
The giant
but
of all giants, mate. He has to be in there, doesn't
I'm
he?
saying, bro, but the time of Giants in the NBA is just not appealing. At the face value, sure, but when you actually, bro, the game's changed so much that they're playing small. It's playing small ball. They're playing small
Yeah,
lineups
I
now.
mean, you say that, but I mean, in terms of bringing fan bases together, in terms of a cult hero, a giant is easy. You know, you think of tackles, you think of Bobans. You know, you
They're
think
sitting on
of
the bench half the time.
yeah, but like they've got like some sort of respect. It feels like with the audience, like Clippers fans, they love a bit of Boban.
Respect me on the court, man. You know what I mean? Not on the bench with the fans,
Oh
bro.
God! And you have to remember, in another era, like maybe in the 1960s, these men are Hall of Famers. Do you know what I mean? All these
Yeah,
boys.
bro.
I'm telling
Curry
you.
might have been back in like what? Probably the 90s, maybe. I'm saying the
Oh,
guards just weren't as skilled to punish these bigs
do
as
you
they
know
do
what?
now.
Yao Ming in the 90s, yeah, he's cooking still. I can't lie, he's
That's what I'm
cooking.
saying.
Wemby in the 90s, yeah, man, them man are gonna
Bro,
be
when we in the
thinking it's
90s,
change.
bro. I was trying to ban him at a stake in the town center, bro. You know what I mean?
Oh man. Listen, Stateside. We have to move on to the Eastern
Yeah, that's
Conference
it.
bits. Episode 75, Stateside Report UK. Is Trey Young. He got booted the other day, by the way. Still hasn't stepped on the court for the Wizards, but he got booted out of the game the other day. Can't remember who they were facing. It might have been the Pelicans, but he booted him out of there. They said, "You're doing too much on the bench. Off your pop. See you later, Trey Young. Trey skip."
Really? What? He
Yeah,
got
they did.
ejected?
Got ejected on the bench. Yeah, Tim Duncan style. Off you go. See you later.
Oh, for crying out loud.
However, he is due to make his debut for the Washington Wizards allegedly this Thursday. That's what they're saying. That's what they're telling me. Stateside, you know, I trust the Athletic. They got
And
good.
I'm hearing Tatum's coming back as well, so
Oh, we've spoken about
like
Tatum.
the East.
Yeah, I know.
The
I
East
know.
is hotting up a bit.
It's getting spicy, mate. It's getting spicy. But I thought start with the Wizards. They're down there, you know, in the Western Conference, in the Eastern Conference. They're down there, 100%. They are 13th in the standings. Absolutely no prayer of making even a play-in spot. So they're definitely fighting for the lottery. You know, Trey Young coming into this lineup. We spoke about it, you know, in the moment the trade happened. In regards to, I was on the side of Trey needs to play so he can see what he's working with, because I'd like to think him and now AD as well will have a bit of say-so in regards to maybe roster construction, who's going to come in, who's probably not going to work in regards to, you know, what the Wizards are trying to build moving forwards, trying to bring themselves into some sort of relevancy. So it's a very simple question, to be honest with you. Trey Young coming into the Wizards situation, maybe not, you know, facing the Jazz and the rest of the season, but as a whole, are you excited for the Wizards and Trey Young moving forward?
I mean, I will say I am. I'm more intrigued than excited. I really want to see how it works and how it looks like next season, though. I'm surprised that they're actually playing him this season. The season's almost done. Well, the regular season's almost done. Obviously, you know, they're not going to make the playoffs. So I would have thought they would have sat him and AD out for the rest of the season, bring him back, obviously, in the offseason, get them nice and ready to go into next season and see what their ceiling is. But bringing Trae Young in now, bro, I was just keep him in practice at this point because I don't know what he's gonna do for this Wizards team. Is he just gonna give him like what did Paul Pierce say? It's a little taste.
Oh God.
Is he gonna give the Wizards fans a little taste of before the season ends? So you know, have them, you know, begging for more. Season comes around next year.
You know, this is the shovel, and this is you just digging it, digging your hole. You're gonna go in your hole by yourself. I will not join you.
Honestly, like because bro, let's say Trae Young actually does well. You're teasing the fans at this point. Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Well, we can't do that.
Bodes well for
We
next
can't
year.
do
They
that.
know they
You're
got
teasing
they
this
know they have
point.
nothing to play for this year. So next year,
That's the thing. So then now they have this false expectation. Season's almost done. Do you know what I mean? I have this false expectation. Now they put him at a high standard. I say sit him out for the rest of the season anyway. Just and let these younger kids play. You know what I mean? Get their value up if you need to trade some of them, or if you need to put some of them in some trade package, then you do that. But don't play Trey Young now. I mean, well, what's there to play for? shut him down for the season.
One thing I have to say about Trae Young is that he's a competitor. I think he's cut from that Kyrie, you could say Kobe cloth in regards to he's competitive. He wants to show you that, yeah, I'm small. I've got an itch on my shoulder. There's a lot of people that think I can't play in this league or be successful in it anyway. Let me show them something, you know? And he's going to have to do that for the next few years with this Wizards squad because it's on his shoulders and Anthony Davis' shoulders to show that, you know, this franchise is not going to be in the doldrums for too long. You know, and the only way to do that is you need to show them some sort of energy, vibe, and then maintain it. Do you know what I mean? So in that, it means, hey, you're going to be playing a lot of meaningless basketball from now to the end of the season. However, it's going to be worth it because you have to set some sort of tone, expectations, you know, boundaries, anything that you want to say, you've got to set it from now. You know, because going into next year, you don't want to be going into next year with the same habits, same, you know, Wizards mentality that they have been over the last few years. Because if that's the case, then they ain't going to win nothing. You know, they don't know what winning basketball means and haven't known what it meant. They haven't known, I can't even speak. They haven't understood what it's meant for a long time now. So the only way that Trae Young's going to instill, and Anthony Davis is going to instill some sort of winning mentality, go on the court, do it yourself, set the example. Do you know what I mean? That's what has to happen. In my eyes.
I mean, I do get it from that point of view as well. Do you know what I mean? I do get it from that point of view. But it's like if you have players of the caliber of AD and Trae Young, bro, if there's like, 15, 20 games left and you're rock bottom, bro, just call them off, man. Do you know what I mean? Bring him on in training camp and then take it from there. But then again, I might be sounding like a hypocrite because I'm always like, if my star players, you know, fit and healthy, play him. Do you know what I mean? Because you want fans paying to watch the best players play. So if Trae Young's fit and available, as a fan going to the games, I want to see him play. So you know what? I changed my mind on that. Trae Young, lace him up, man. Do you know what I
Lace
mean?
them up, man.
Lace
Let the
him up.
people see something, you know.
Facts.
Chuck one up from half court. Let me see something, man. No?
Facts. You know what I
Why
mean?
not? Is what I say.
Give some hope. Back to a hopeless Washington Wizards.
Exactly, man. Exactly. I did want to bring to you as well, bit of Giannis. You know, he's come back as of recently. He said it himself that he looked rusty in his return, and you know, wasn't the greatest, at least points wise. I think he only dropped like what 19 points, 7 of 18, something along the lines of that. And he spoke afterwards and he said, look, I'm happy to be back. I understand that I was a little bit rusty. However, you know, let's move into the end of the season. Future, all of that, we deal with that when it comes time to it in the summertime. Stateside, I'm one of those people, and kick the table. Sorry, apologies if you heard that. Kind of hurt my ankle, but we have to move forwards. I'm one of those people that, unfortunately, I need this guy to make up his mind. I do. In regards to, look, I understand that you're just trying to play basketball and you don't want to deal with the politics of everything. I'm very sorry to say you need to tell the people, front office, whoever, are you staying or are you going? Because this is going to be the talk of the whole summer now. You know, I don't think he's really helping a lot of people in regards to, I know what he's on. He's trying to make everybody as happy as possible. He's not trying to upset the hierarchy. He's not trying to upset the fans. He's not trying to set expectations that he cannot meet in regards to either staying or going. So he's playing both sides. I get it. Make up your mind though, you know, be one side or be other. It's okay to upset a certain type of people when you're just trying to make the best decision for yourself, in my opinion. But stateside as we speak about Giannis's return, as we speak about his future, which by all accounts does not look like it's in Milwaukee, but he hasn't said so. Do you agree with me and many other people in regards to I'd like to see him make up his mind, or wait till the end of the season, evaluate it then? Which side of the fence do you sit on?
I mean, eventually he will have to wait till the end of the season to evaluate it. End of the season it won't be long. I'll tell you that now, because they're struggling to make the play in. I mean, the Hornets are going this way, the Bucks are going down that way. Do you know what I mean? So to get that 10 spot, and again, you're rushing to play the Pistons or the Boston Celtics, the Celtics team that blew you out in your home court without Jaylen Brown, bro. I mean, but with these big players, if you're making a decision to move on, you saw the whole decision thing with LeBron in 2010. I mean, you can't please everyone. There'll be some people that'll be happy, others won't be. You've done all you could for the city of Milwaukee. You won them a championship, so just make up your mind. If you're gonna stay, you're gonna do the whole loyal thing and play your whole career in Milwaukee. Let it be known. Or if you want to move on and kick on and actually try and compete for a championship, Let that be known as well. But like I said, that'll be in the off season, which will be in like 5 minutes for the Bucks because they're not gonna be going anywhere fast.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. They're not going anywhere fast, but even then, because you're not going anywhere fast, that should even incentivize you to be like, why I have no future here because they ain't doing enough. Cam Thomas, nice piece. He's doing all right as well, but it's not enough. It's not enough, you know.
It just isn't. No,
And I don't see them making any real big swings to get him some serious help. And I could be wrong. Maybe in the summertime they go all in and they do something, but I don't see it. And it's not probably wise for them to do it, especially because Giannis is not telling them nothing. So I'm just saying, I think it'll benefit more people for him to just let the people know where he's on, you know. But
I agree.
we,
I agree.
we monitor them on
Like I
the.
said, bro, star players, big players, they need to be in and around the playoffs all the time.
Mhm.
I know obviously like things aren't black and white, but I think for the sake of growing the sport of basketball, growing NBA and getting more casual fans into it, you need the star players fit and healthy. You need the star players filtered in and around the playoffs. Because the playoffs is where you're gonna get more buzz. You're gonna get football Twitter talking about basketball
Mhm.
and this and the other. Jimmy, social media, bro, it's at an all-time high now. So if you have players like Giannis, bro, look at the way he plays. Some of the players that you just know he's gonna have in the playoffs is gonna be filtering all over the socials. So in order to get casuals to bring their eyes over to the NBA, you need players like Giannis, like Jokic, SGA, Luka. You need them not only in the first round, but going further. I mean, that's where you build the rivalry, as we were talking about earlier on the show. That's what I think. But with Giannis, first round exit, first round exit, first round exit, not making the playoffs in his peak, can't happen. Can't happen for too long.
They can't. They can't. You know, one of those teams, by the way, if they if they think they're gonna make the playoffs, play in, maybe I don't know. It could be the Cleveland Cavaliers. You know, stateside off. I did want to speak to you about the big trade, one of the bigger trades that happened on deadline day. Deadline day, trade deadline.
What's he on about?
I know, man. What am I thinking? You said football Twitter, and then my head went into a spin. Do you know what I mean?
Deadline day.
Trade
Yeah,
deadline. Excuse me. James Harden going to the Cleveland Cavaliers. I was skeptical, still am, because I'm still waiting for the playoffs. However, I remember you saying that you didn't mind it in regards to at least in the immediate, future for them, in regards to for the rest of the regular season. So it ain't gonna be bad for them. He's actually gonna be a better, piece for them than what Darius Garland wasn't giving them because he didn't really see the court this year, you know. Made his debut, by the way, the other day for the Clippers. No idea if he
he
played
did.
well
I
or
think
not.
it was
Didn't see
win
it.
last night, I want to say.
Yeah, I want to say so. I have literally no idea if he played well or not, but
Mm.
another story for another day. We'll keep an eye on Darius Garland and the Clippers. But in regards to what James Harden is, I've seen a lot of praise. And I've seen a lot of people that have, applauded the Cleveland Cavaliers for what they did in regards to getting somebody that can set the table, as well as what Darius Garland has been doing and was doing for them last year, but also relieve a bit of Donovan Mitchell's, pressure in regards to I don't need to be the man every single time down the court for us to get something going. I don't need to be always getting the assist or scoring the ball every single time because I've got that guy over there now that's going to be helping me with a bit of the heavy lifting. And it's great in regards to what James Harden has provided for the Cavs. I've been very impressed. What do you say in regards to James Harden, the Cavs, and his fit on that team?
I mean, like you just mentioned there, I was always a big fan of Harden going to the Cavs. I think his strengths perfectly complements not only Donovan Mitchell, but also the Cavs team in general with the bigs. I mean, his relationship with the bigs is top. And ironically, I was also talking about one of Harden's strengths is his availability. All of a sudden, he's broken like a little bone in his thumb or something, and he's missed a couple games. So it's like, bro, the Cavs can't
Mm.
catch a break. But the Cavs did have the Harden honeymoon. Bless you.
Thank you.
They did have the Harden honeymoon. I think they won like a 7-8 game winning streak or something like
Mhm.
that. Came to OKC. All good things must come to an end. You know what I mean? But hey, I do like the Cavs team how it's set up. They still have players like Max Struess
Mhm.
coming back, which he was big for them when they won 60 games in the regular season last year. So if you're bringing him, spacing with shooters, and you have your bigs with Evan Mobley coming back as well, Jarrett Allen, he's actually been balling out.
Yeah.
So might the brights be a little bit less bright for him in the playoffs this time around? We'll have to wait and see. Do you know what I mean? But hey, having Mitchell, Harden, um, and the two bigs,
Mobley.
Mobley, Allen. But I like the team. I like how it's set up, especially in the immediate future, as we're looking at it.
Can I ask, by the way, and it's just come to my mind because Jarrett Allen, you're correct. He has been balling out, and James Harden is. It's a thing now. It's not. It's no. There's no. Debate about it. If you're a run and dunk, style big, it's gonna work between you
Oh,
and James Harden.
it's
And
a, it's a match made in heaven.
bro, I want to ask you, what is it about? As soon as you put James Harden with a good pick and roll big, it's magic. Why is that the case?
It's his IQ. It's the same thing with Chris Paul. You know what I mean? When Chris Paul was at his best, bro, they make others better. Do you know what I mean? They make others better. Chris Paul got DeAndre Jordan an all-star appearance.
An all
And
NBA?
has been an all-star. Or NBA as well, exactly. So it's like that's what speaks to great players, great floor generals. Do you know what I mean? It's a loss. I mean, we're losing recipes in that end because everyone wants to be, positionless point guard. But with James Harden and a Chris Paul and them type of players, it speaks to the true art of the point guard position. That's why, even with Luka Doncic as well, you see how his relationship is with bigs. Apparently not Deandre Ayton.
I was literally about to say it. Literally about to say it. I can think of one center that he could be a great pick and roll big, but just doesn't want to.
There's always exceptions, but then again, you did start off your question with pick and roll athletic bigs, which DeAndre Ayton isn't. I mean, he likes to be a pick and pop guy. Yeah, it's not going to work. You have to do the little things. You have to do the dirty work, and you get fed. You get rewarded, and that's just how, or that's the type of bigs James Harden loves to play with, and you will love to play with him because you're going to get the ball. You do the easy things well, you get rewarded. I mean, the whole thing is you reward the big for them doing the dirty work, for blocking shots, getting rebounds, running the floor. So yeah, that's why I'm saying I really do like this James Harden acquisition because I would say the window of opportunity in the East is there. I know Tatum is coming back, but he's not going to be 100%. But the window of opportunity is there, and the Cavs obviously feel like they're in prime position to take advantage of that window.
Lastly, before we just go to our game very quickly, just because we have brought up the DeAndre Ayton situation, can you put this to bed for me, please? Has Clint Capela had a better career thus far than DeAndre Ayton? Because my answer is 1,000,000% yes.
100%. But it's disrespectful to be bringing up another man's name like that, bro. The other guy's been in and around the playoffs and that. You know what I mean? He's made a name for himself. Saying you want to treat me like Clint Capela. That was cheeky from him.
It's even too kind for you, buddy. Do you know what I mean?
Cheeky from him,
How dare you?
And then he proceeds to drop 2 points the next game. And then Clint Capela's out here talking about you've got 2 Hall of Fame point guards. Lock in. Clint Capela in 2026. Post this little blonde tip. Telling you to lock in. Bro, hang him up, man. Hang him up.
Bro, I saw the direct 2 games afterwards from Clint Capela and DeAndre Ayton. I think Ayton had 2 points, 2 rebounds, 0 blocks, 0 assists. Clint Capela in 17 minutes had 4 points, 6 rebounds, 4 blocks, and you have the cheek. He did your production double in half your time. You have
so cheeky, bro. So cheeky.
Bloody hell.
So cheeky, bro. But hey, like I said, it's all part and parcel of this year's NBA, man. The entertainment is non-stop. And I can't wait for the playoffs when it does come around.
Exactly, man. Maybe DeAndre Ayton needs to go Magic City, man. He'll put some eggs on his chest. I don't know, bruv. I don't know. Crunch juice. Don't come and kill me, brother.
Hey, we're going to talk about the Lakers, though, man. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of stuff I want to speak about with the Lakers. Because, bro, this team...
It's due. Maybe Marty, are the Lakers correspondent. We might have to call him up. We might have to call him. Anyway, Stateside Umph. For the last and final time, shall we play one more game?
Let's play the game. Let's do it.
Do you have your wheel? Do you have the wheel?
The dreaded wheel.
Oh, the dreaded wheel indeed for you, because you've been having stinkers, matey.
Stinkers.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, Stateside Umph.
Oh, there it is.
Now, as you're getting up the wheel, let me explain the parameters of today's game. We've been talking about DeAndre Ayton just then, and just in general, to be fair, what ifs is always a very popular thing for people to do in regards to NBA players that, unfortunately, whether it was injuries, maybe they were being a bozo, maybe they just weren't good enough. They had all the potential in the world and squandered it. And Stateside Umph, with the power of the wheel, me and you We're going to compete. We're going to see who can build the best starting five of what ifs in NBA history. NBA history. So it could be any time period, no problem. As long as they're a what if, I'll be the judge, of course. Of course, it's going to be me.
Fair
But I'm
enough.
going to let you know who's going to have the better team at the end. Spin the wheel. Can you do that for me? Can you do that for the people?
Let's do it. I'm
Ah.
bound to have a good one with this wheel thing, man.
I hope so. To even give you a bit of grace, what I'm going to do for you is I had to give myself a better edited job because trust me, lad, it's not easy. You're going to spin the wheel 5 times in a row. I will spin the wheel 5 times in a row.
All right, cool.
All right. So
Cool.
please, stateside spin the wheel. Who is the first what if? Tell us. Tell the people. It is the Brooklyn Nets. Who is a what if in NBA history that has played for the Brooklyn Nets?
Give me Ben Simmons.
I knew he was going to go there. I did.
Give me Ben Simmons.
Point guard.
Point guard, yeah.
Bloody hell, Ben Simmons. Where did it go wrong? Where did it go wrong? Right, here we go. Spin the wheel one more time.
The Utah Jazz.
A what if for the Utah Jazz? It could be somebody that maybe they didn't stay there for as long as you'd thought. It could be somebody that, maybe they got to finals. They just could get over the hump. Good players, but
I can't go the 90s. I can't go with
no,
that.
they had good teams in the 90s, matey. They had good teams.
It's a lazy one to say Gordon Hayward was a what if. What if he stayed in Utah and didn't go to Boston?
Probably wouldn't have broken his leg.
Remember, that's what I'm saying.
Gordon
Hayward, I don't want to stick in Utah too long.
I'd think it's between him and Deron Williams. I'd think it's between them two.
Oh, I love Deron Williams as well.
Yeah, and it could have been him and head coach at the time. I think it was Jerry Sloan doing this.
Yeah,
too much.
I'll go with Gordon Hayward anyway, just off of that broken leg. Because
were you chucking him in at the free?
Bro, yeah, I'll chuck him out the free because first game in, his whole career literally just downhill from there.
Yeah, I hear it, man.
The Washington Wizards.
The Washington Wizards. A what if that's played for the Washington Wizards in life?
Move Simmons to the 2 and put John Wall at the 1. The injuries messed up John Wall. So I put John Wall at the 1, Simmons at the 2, Gordon Hayward at the 3.
Okay. All right, spin it. Keep spinning. Just keep spinning.
I need a big one. Need a big fish.
Just keep spinning. The San Antonio Spurs.
What if?
What if for the Spurs? Oh, look, their guys usually pan out, to be fair.
That's what I'm saying.
Over history. I'm even trying to help you out here to see if
what if Kawhi Leonard?
I don't know if I can give you that. I don't know if I can.
What?
Mate, finals MVP, done it, mate.
Bro, yeah, but he wasn't half the player he was once he left.
No, yeah, no, but no, he's a good player, mate. He's top 75, mate.
But he was nowhere near the player he was once he left.
Mate.
And as he was getting to that level, Zaza Pachulia came and stepped on his foot.
Where would you play him? He's not big.
He's not 4, is he?
Oh, I don't know if I can give you that, mate. You've already moved it around. Can't give you that, matey. Can't.
Do we have to keep it to like strict? What happened to positionless basketball?
We ain't here for that.
Let's say Boris Diaw if he put down the fork.
Boris Diaw, if you put down. I could give you that, as well. They put a weight clause.
There ain't much out there.
They put a weight clause in his contract to say if you don't make weight, we take it. You know
what? Put Boris Diaw in there, man. Bro, for some reason, I always like that guy.
I'll give you that, man. Good player,
though. I mean, I was going to go Kawhi, but...
Nah, I can't give you Kawhi.
The judge said no.
The streets will let me know if I'm tripping, though. They'll let me know if I'm bugging out.
The Phoenix Suns. Dominating.
Yeah, writes itself, done it.
Oh my god.
Writes itself, done it. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Give me Ayton on that one.
Fair enough. So you spun the wheel 5 times. Let us know your team.
So I've got John Wall at the 1, Ben Simmons at the 2, Gordon Hayward at the 3, Boris Diaw at the 4, and Deandre Ayton at the 5.
It's not bad, is it? It's not
of
bad.
What ifs?
The what ifs. Well, I myself will spin the wheel. What ifs throughout NBA history. Oh, the Clippers. Oh, there've been a few here, There've been a few. What if? I don't know if I can. I don't know if I'm going to say Blake Griffin is a what if. Blake Griffin.
He's the first person I thought of.
He's a good player, though, you know.
He was. Yeah.
Sean Livingston. Yeah, dog.
Could you have said Shea?
Yeah. Yeah. But do you know what it was?
Does
Because
Shea become half the player he is now if he stayed at the Clippers?
who knows?
That's what I'm saying.
Who knows? But Sean Livingston
I hear that. I
could have
hear
been
that
Shea.
story.
Could have been Shea before Shea was even a
Let's
thing.
not do all of that now. I love you some Sean, but let's not do all of that now.
Nah, I'm taking Sean.
I hear it.
I'm gonna take Sean because that leg break, bro. Wolf. If you've never seen it, if you're squeamish, just don't forget about it. Don't look at it. But I'm taking Sean. I'm gonna put him at my point guard. I am. I'm gonna put him at the point because I did like a bit of Sean Livingston. He was a good player, mate. Good player. Who's that?
Orlando Magic.
The Orlando. Hold on a minute. Here. Oh, my team is cash money right now. I'm going for Grant Hill.
I was gonna ask if he played for
barely. You're injured all the time, brother. All the time, you know.
Yeah.
Right now,
where would you put him?
I put him at the 3.
Put him at the 3. So who was your first one?
Sean Livingston. That's my PG.
Livingston at the 1. Running out the 3.
That's my PG.
Spin the wheel.
Spin the wheel, matey. My team, in my opinion, is blowing yours out of the water, matey.
Unfortunately.
Who do I have? I have the Brooklyn Nets as well. I'm going to go for... Oh, you took Ben Simmons already, didn't you? I can't go for Ben Simmons. I can't. That's cheeky. I'm going to go for...
What ifs?
I'm going to go for Kyrie.
Really?
Yeah, man.
I mean, he did get injured in that series against the Bucks, didn't he?
All the time, brother. Wow. Then the COVID thing as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I'm taking Kyrie.
That's fair. Well, you put Kyrie at the 2? Livingston at the 1?
Kyrie at the 2, mate. Kyrie at the 2. Yes, indeedy.
That's a really good team, to be fair.
My team's cooking. I'm showing you.
Hey, we got him next time.
Oh, Phoenix Suns, and you took dominating already.
Who else did he have?
This one, the ball knowledge ones will know this one. Do you remember a man called Dragon Bender?
Yes, yeah.
Fake Kristaps.
Yeah. Dragon Bender, Jesus Christ.
Taking the dragon.
I mean, I was thinking of like Goran Dragic and that little 3-guard lineup that they had.
Yeah, not bad.
15 times.
I'm taking Dragon, man. That was a
Bender,
big
fair enough.
That was a big Buster Rooney, mate. I'm telling you.
Where would you put him, 4?
Yeah, slap him at a 4. I just need a big man now.
Spin the wheel.
I just need a big man. I think my team has blown your thing out of water, mate. The wheel's done me well today. Who have I got here? The Houston Rockets.
Oh.
Houston Rockets. Centers. Big man.
What if?
Dwight Howard's coming to mind.
Dwight Howard has to be.
I don't know if I can slap Yao Ming as a.
No, as a what if?
No, as a maybe, but nah, he was a good player, mate. He was a good player. Is it Dwight Howard? I need a big. And I don't want to... It might have to be Dwight Howard, you know? I know they had... I know Isaiah Hartenstein had a cup of coffee in Houston. And
he did, but he was there for like 2 minutes.
Yeah, no, I had a cup of coffee.
Dwight, and especially the potential that he had.
What it should have been. Do you know what I mean?
Right, much harder than that.
I'm taking Dwight.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm taking Dwight. Just to round off my team. Sean Livingston, Kyrie, Grant Hill, Dragon Bender, and Dwight. My team's cooking, brother. Cooking. What's your team again? Tell me.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. The 75th episode of the Stateside Report UK. I mean, like, share, subscribe, interact with us on the socials. Do you know what I mean? Don't be shy. Give your takes. Put them in the comments, man. I'm sure we'll disagree with them, but put them in the comments anyway.
As you do, man. As you do. I won this one. It's all right, Stateside. You don't have to tell me. I know.
Bro, my team was horrid, man.
Oh, mate. So maybe next time, maybe when we do this next time, you have to go second. Maybe that is the...
We'll get them next time, man.
3 weeks in advance, he said this, by the way, lads. Like, share, comment, rate, subscribe, all that jazzy stuff. Me and Stateside are back again next week.
Same time next week, man. We'll see you in a bit.
Oh, bloody hell. When is he going to win a spin the wheel? When is he going to win one? Oh,